welcome to our October 12th edition of Get Lit from the Civic Center Library. Today we are going to welcome Peggy Sharp on the Board of Directors for the Friends of the Library. The Friends of the Library has been established for the Scottsdale Public Library System since 1985. It's a vibrant volunteer organization that raises money that supports many of the fantastic programs and building additions to our wonderful Civic Center and the Scottsdale Public Library System as a whole. May I introduce to you Peggy Sharp.
Hi Pat, thank you for being here today. As Pat indicated, I am on the board of the Friends of the Scottsdale Public Library, and it's probably been about 2 years ago. We decided to begin a special membership program. So we began something that we call Be a Friend, Make a Friend. And the idea behind this is that if you are a friend, you are supporting the kinds of programs that Pat mentioned. Our job is not to buy books or keep the libraries open. Our job is to provide funds for the extra fun things that the library sponsors over the years. Things like the Ultimate Playdate and the Noasis here at Civic Center, and for second grades we do library card programs. So we do a variety of things to add to all the wonderful things that the library already does. Currently, we're working on raising funds to expand the story room here at Civic Center. It is a very, very popular room, and because of its small size, children have been turned away. So that has been our focus over the last few years, is to raise money. We've been successful writing grants and for lighting and for getting materials for kids. And those are the kinds of projects that we're working on. Now, if you are interested in being a friend, you can join for as little as $35. And for $35, you get the monthly newsletter and access to all of the Friends activities. And then there are different levels that provide you with more opportunities. $100, you have a book club that you can join. And you also get passes to bring friends along, coupons for the library stores. So we try to make it something that you give to us, we give something back. Now currently, we are beginning to do some programs. Over the summer, we had something called Airtime with an Author. And we featured local authors. They were outside at Appaloosa and at Arabian, and they spoke for about an hour to Friends members who joined them about their books, their writing, who they are. Autographed books were for sale, and it was really quite popular. In fact, we're planning another one that will be in November, and so watch the website, both on the library and the Friends website, for further announcements about these activities. Now, the Scottsdale Friends does have a very active website. You just go to scottsdalelibraryfriends.org, and that's where you can learn about many of the things that we've been doing, our mission, and of course you can join right then and there, and then you will automatically receive membership information and be able to join many of our activities. We are pleased, for example, to say that October 14th, a couple days away, we are the sponsors of the Scottsdale Gallery Association Golden Pallet Art Walk. And so what we've done is we've written questions that are placed on the outside of the galleries about artists, and the answers are inside the galleries, just to remind people that when you want information, you go to the library, because next to the answer there's the QR code, but there's also some library materials. And we tried to find fun things, like, for example, I'll bet you don't know which well-known artist has a body part buried under what is currently the north runway of Sky Harbor. It's true. So if you attend the art walk, you may find it, or you can check out a resource here in the library and you'll find that answer as well. So we're getting ready to do lots of things, to have lots of fun, to engage our members, and to remind everyone of the importance of library, while at the same time providing some extra funds so that the library can do some of the fun programs that draws everybody into our wonderful, wonderful community resource. So we hope to see you at the library. Be a friend, make a friend. We'd like to have you join us. Thank you. Now, want to tell you about a fun Friends event that's coming up real soon. It's free for everybody in Maricopa County. It's called New Book Bingo, and it is a collection of new books that have some little trick in them, and they're all a treat. And of course we use the tricks and the treats because bingo is on Zoom on October 26th. And all you have to do is go to the Friends website. You'll find how to click and register. When you do, you will receive a link on Zoom, and 6 New York Times best-selling authors will give a presentation about their latest book. Now, while they are presenting, if you are interested, you can also download a bingo card. And as they talk, there's information screened across the top of the frame that tells you which number to cover. And if you're watching and you get 5 in a row, you win one of the author's books. Now, I've played and I've won, so I'm experienced, and I'll tell you it's a lot of fun, and it's a great way to learn about some new books by new as well as established writers. So go to the Friends website, that's scottsdalelibraryfriends.org, look for the book bingo, click on it, register, and then sit down on October 26th and enjoy learning about some great books for the season.
Well, it's here again, my favorite time of the year, All Hallows Eve. And in celebration of All Hallows Eve, we are having All Hallows Read. Now, All Hallows Read started with Neil Gaiman. He created this event where on Halloween night you give someone a scary book instead of candy. And hopefully they'll be okay with that. But I would love a scary book. And if you would love a scary book, you can win a scary book just by coming into the Civic Center Library and asking a staff member for a ticket. You'll put your name and your phone number on the back of the ticket. You'll keep the copy and you'll put the ticket in the coffin. And then on November 1st, we will call all of the winners and they will win a spooky book. So I hope you come down to Civic Center Library, and I hope you participate in All Hallows Read, and I hope you have a very happy, happy Halloween.
Hello and welcome to Get Lit. And today I bring you one of my always favorite segments of our Get Lit programs, and that's the introduction of a new art exhibit at our Civic Center Public Gallery. Today I bring Wendy to you again from Public Art, and she will tell us about our newest addition to these programs, and that is the Arizona Watercolor Association Juried Watercolors. She will tell us first about the Arizona Watercolor Association, and then she will explain to us what exactly is a juried exhibition of paintings. Wendy.
Hi, thank you so much. Well, the Arizona Watercolor Association is a group of, it's a volunteer group of artists who get together to teach and learn about water media. Now, that doesn't have to only be watercolor. It can be acrylics watered down or inks as well. But most of the artworks that are in this show are watercolors. And it is a juried show. So juried shows are basically, we pick an esteemed member of the community. In this case, it was David Smith, who is really a nationally and internationally known watercolor artist and instructor. He lives in Minnesota. So he was going to come here to give a workshop to the Watercolor Association, and then come into the gallery and look around and give awards, first, second, or third, honorable mention, things like that, of what he thought about the artworks here. But he got COVID, too bad, and we hope he's doing well. But he was able to do the jurying over Zoom, and they were able to show him digital images. Generally, what happens with the juried exhibition is we do go through digital images to be able to see the artworks without having to have everybody haul their stuff one place or another. And then we sort of pick which ones we think will look the best techniques, subject material that's appropriate for a public setting, also very important here at the library, And then we put together an exhibition. And part of putting together the exhibition, putting the artwork on the walls, is a tiny bit of sort of curation that's happening. We want artwork that goes together well on the wall, that doesn't look too similar to one another. I don't want a wall full of bird paintings, for instance. We want to mix it up so when a person comes through and looks in the gallery, they are delighted and interested at every turn. So when we got to see all these digital images, the one that I picked for sort of a representation of the exhibition for the poster and the website was this beautiful piece here. Annette Smith from Mesa, and it is called Emile, and well, it might be Emily, not sure about the pronunciation, but I felt like this picture was perfect. It shows a mastery, it gives us a subject matter, and it also really shows watercolor. You know, it's not the perfect photo finish kind of picture. It shows us that it is a water medium, it's loosely done, but it's still effective. We can still see the beauty of the girl in the painting. And you also get sort of a feeling about the painting as well, with the looseness of the brush strokes, the way the watercolor moves on the paper. Okay, so this piece is called Forest Fever, and it's by Jane Underhill from Phoenix. And this is an example of the combination of two different media, water media. So we've got watercolor and acrylic. And you can see that she has taken the acrylic, watered it down enough so it would flow. And my guess is she probably flipped it upside down for a bit to create these kind of soft drips, and the color is very thick. Yet it's still transparent, and it's got this beautiful fiery glow to it. But you can still see sort of the spots and drops of what the water media has done on the paper here. Okay, we have here a fantastic painting of Lisa's Eggs by Candice Diaz out of Phoenix. And this is a watercolor. I overheard her when she dropped off the painting saying that her friend brought over these beautiful eggs from their chickens and how they were just so gorgeous she had to paint them. So this is an example of realism and how detailed and controlled that you can get with the watercolor media. And you have to remember with watercolor that everything that's white gets no paint. So these areas, of course, where the newspaper is, there's white, but even these shine spots on the jar, those are white spots there that she wasn't allowed to put any color on in order for it to stay white. So there's a lot of control, and you have to paint sort of in an order to layer the colors and make sure that you have white where you want white and shadows where you want shadows, and specific sharp lines where you want them, like the egg that's in the cap of that jar. You can see a very sharp line that defines that egg, even though it's not against basically a white background. This beautiful watercolor, it's called Winter Trees from Betsy Aguirre. She lives in Scottsdale, and she is a senior member of the Arizona Watercolor Association. I think she's the vice president or the president. I'm sorry, Betsy. She told me that she took this picture on a snowy day up in Prescott, where she has a cabin. And she said that she's going to try and do this picture every season. So, you know, in the future she'll have a spring version, a summer version, a fall version of this picture. But she was really entranced with the sort of soft glowing color of the snow that you can see there. You know, if you think about the color of snow, if you go out in a clear day, it's not all white really. You know, the shadows make colors. If there's clouds, they're going to reflect down on the white snow. So she's really amplified that effect and made a lovely, peaceful, beautiful painting here. All right, here's an interesting one that isn't so much realism, and it's not loose and painterly. It's kind of really an abstraction of a feeling when you're coming home from rush hour. That's the title, is Rush Hour. It's by Glenda Folk out of Scottsdale. And you can really feel sort of the anxiety, the tiredness, also the energy that it takes to come home from work. The folks that are in blue are really, on the down edge of the day, and maybe the activity that's in the orange and yellow, or maybe the up part of the day coming to work. There's sort of a bus shape of a window of a bus on the right-hand side. People thinking about work. I mean, you really get a feeling of what the artist is thinking about when it's time to go to work or come home. It's a very interesting, different piece in this exhibition, and it's quite large. I would say 24 by 30. So it's quite an achievement to be able to paint this type of a picture so beautifully.
Thank you, Wendy. Absolutely fascinating. I always love what you share with us about the different mediums, what makes a watercolor, realism, etc. I've loved every exhibit we've had, but I must say this is among my favorites. Please join us. The exhibit will be here until December 31st, 2021. I encourage all of you to come. Come in whenever the library is open, which now Civic Center is open 7 days a week. So we look forward to seeing you. Wendy, thank you for what you do for the city of Scottsdale and for the community and our library.
It's my pleasure.